Hello everyone, how have you all been? Welcome back to another Tech Capsule video. Hope everyone was doing great. Let's just jump right back into our video without wasting any further time. Starting with Atlassian today, one of the biggest updates to Teamwork Graph is that it now supports more than hundreds of the uh, box characters. Now, if you've been following Atlassian updates over the past few months, you've probably heard me mention teamwork graphs quite a few times. And that's because I genuinely believe it's one of the most important technologies Atlassian is building. Now, you might be wondering what exactly is this teamwork graph. Now, think of teamwork graph as the knowledge layer behind Atlassian's AI ecosystem. Now, every organization stores information in dozens of different places. Your development tasks in Jira, documentation in Confluence, codes inside Bitbucket or GitHub, designs are in Figma, and your files are in Google Drive or Box per se. Now, the biggest problem in this isn't that companies don't have enough information, it's that the information is scattered all around the place. And that's where teamwork graphs come into play. So instead of treating each application as a separate island, teamwork graph connects them into one intelligent network. It understands the relationship between people, project, documentation, code repositories, meetings, and your business goals. Now, Atlassian has now expanded this ecosystem to include 100 plus ready-made connectors, making it much more easier for organizations to unify information from both Atlassian products and third-party tools. Now, why is this important? Because AI is only as smart as the information that it can access. Now, imagine asking an AI, why is this particular feature delayed? Without context, the AI might only look at the Jira issue alone. But with Teamwork Graph, it can also look at things like the Confluence documentation, your related pull requests, your design files, Slack discussions, customer feedbacks, and even your deployment history. Now, suddenly the answer becomes much more meaningful. Now, I think this update also tells us something about where enterprise AI is heading nowadays. The future isn't just about building bigger language models, it's about connecting organizational knowledge together. And honestly, I think context is becoming the biggest competitive advantage in enterprise AI nowadays. All right, moving on to today's second topic. For the past couple of years, we've been talking about how companies like Samsung and SK Hynix have been some of the biggest beneficiaries of the AI boom. Now, today's news might come as a surprise because shares of both Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix fell sharply after an overnight sell-off in US. Now, semiconductor stocks, uh, US semiconductor stocks. All right, sorry. Now, despite continued strong demand for AI chips, investors are becoming increasingly concerned that memory chip prices may not keep rising at the same pace in the second half of this year. Now, raising questions about whether earnings growth has already peaked for these hardwares. Now, you might wonder if AI demand is still growing or why are these stocks falling? And the answer is expectations. The stock market doesn't just react to whether a company is doing well, it reacts to whether a company is doing better than expected. Now, Samsung recently announced a massive increase in quarterly profits. On papers, that's quite fantastic. But investors had expected even stronger numbers because AI demand has been so high. And at the same time, analysts are watching memory pacing very closely. Right now, demand is still strong, of course, but customers are also becoming more sensitive to rising costs. So, if memory prices stop increasing as quickly as they have over the last year, future profits may not grow at the same pace. And that's why investors are becoming more cautious. Now, personally, I think this story highlights something we often forget. The AI revolution is still in its growing phase, but no industry grows in a perfectly straight line, of course. There will always be periods where expectations become too optimistic, or which are then followed by corrections. Now, the long-term trend may still be positive, but short-term market movements can tell a very different story from the whole picture. All right. Now for today's final story. According to Reuters, Chinese regulators are considering new rules that could limit overseas access to some of China's most advanced AI models. Now, the proposal is still under discussion, but it reflects growing concerns around national security and control over frontier AI technologies. Now, this is actually a much bigger story than it appears on paper. Just a few weeks ago, we discussed how the United States placed temporary restrictions on Anthropic's advanced AI models before later easing them. Now, China appears to be exploring a similar idea, but from the opposite direction. Instead of restricting foreign companies from exporting AI into China, China may restrict its own frontier AI models from being freely accessed outside the country. Now, you might be wondering, why would a government do this? And the answer is quite simple, because AI is no longer viewed as just another software product. It's increasingly being treated as strategic technology. Advanced AI models can contribute to multiple things like scientific research, cybersecurity, drug discovery, military planning, and even economic competitiveness. Now, governments around the world are starting to view these capabilities as national assets, and I think this marks a significant shift in how AI is being regulated. A few years ago, AI companies focused almost entirely on building better models. And today, they're also navigating politics, export controls, and international policy. And honestly, I think this trend will continue. In the future, countries may compete not only on who builds the best AI, but also on who controls access to that particular AI. Now, if you connect today's three stories, a clear pattern starts to show. Atlassian is giving AI better access to organizational knowledge through teamwork graphs. The semiconductor industry is navigating the financial realities of the AI boom, and governments are beginning to treat advanced AI model as strategic national assets. There might be different industries, they might have different challenges, but they're all showing us the same thing. That is, the future of AI isn't about building smarter models. It's about collecting data, sustaining the infrastructure behind AI, and deciding how these powerful technologies should be governed. That's it for today's video. If you liked our content, please consider liking and sharing it with someone else who might also like our content. We hope to bring such knowledgeable videos about every event that is happening in the present timeline, so that you're always up to date with such news and stories. If you're new to our channel, please consider subscribing and hit that bell icon so that you're always updated about our vast variety of videos and our new uploads. If you're interested in buying Forge apps, feel free to go to the links in the description below and download whatever fits your preference and requirements. All right, that's it for today's video. We'll hope to see you in the next one. Till then, thank you and bye bye.